and welcome to this episode of the Webcast, Stronger Than You Think. I am Dr. Liz Plowman. I'm a physical therapist, and I am the Myasthenic PT. On today's webcast, we're going to be talking about self-compassion and giving yourself a break because, frankly, you've earned it. No one has an easy go with myasthenia gravis, and it robs us of a lot of our function and our prior levels of activity and things that we used to enjoy. Everyone with myasthenia gravis that I have ever met is a go-getter, is an overachiever. I have yet to meet someone with MG who's a bump on the log or lazy. The problem is that MG limits our activity, limits our energy level, and it basically makes us budget what we can accomplish in a day without running into a flare-up or an exacerbation. And it's no secret that many flare-ups and exacerbations happen when we overdo it, when we walk too far, when we lift too many things, when we spend too much time putting dishes from the sink into the dishwasher, when we go into that extra store because, yeah, I can make it, I'm feeling okay, and then you feel that fatigue. When you do too many things, when you don't say no when you needed to say no, when you don't take that rest, when you say, oh yeah, just one cup of coffee, that'll do it, that'll get me through. That's when we go into flare-ups, into exacerbations, and into worsening symptoms. A lot of us have trouble grasping the fact that we need to hold back, that we need to self-limit, because that's just simply not built into our personalities. That's not built into the personality of an overachiever, of a go-getter, of the rock that everyone depends on. But if you don't set those limitations, if you don't plan out your activities, if you don't on occasion say no to something and rest when you need to rest, then you're heading right into a flare-up or an exacerbation. And so in order to, one, feel good, two, be there for those people who are important to you, friends, family, significant others, etc. And three, stay out of flare-ups, exacerbations, and heaven forbid, a myasthenic crisis, you have to give yourself a break. You have to be compassionate to yourself. You have to allow yourself to say no, to rest, to recuperate, and to conserve your very, very precious energy. My patients ask me about this all the time, especially when it comes to things like assistive devices. Should I use a cane? Should I use crutches? Should I use a walker? And when it comes to using things like handicap parking placards. I struggled with this myself when I was fairly early in the disease process. I was declining. I had started walking with a cane, and I will tell you there were some vanity issues associated with that. I was in my early 30s, and I thought to myself, I'm in my 30s. Who in their 30s walks on a cane? But I was able to get over that vanity issue when I realized, wow, I was actually able to do more and feel less tired and less fatigued by simply giving myself a little help. And the good news is they do actually sell some cute and stylish canes, so if that helps with vanity. But this really hit home for me when I had a conversation with my primary care doc, who had been my doc since I was 2. And he was the one who was going to sign some paperwork for me to get a handicap placard for my car. And I had reservations about doing this because I had good days and I had bad days. And there were days where I felt like I could walk across the parking lot, and then there were other days where I couldn't. And again, I was in my early 30s, and I saw people who I thought needed it so much more than I did. Did I deserve a handicap placard when I'm a otherwise healthy female in my early 30s? So when I sat down with my doc, I told him, I said, I'll only use it when I need it. I'll only use it when I'm feeling really fatigued. At that time, my daughter was just shy of a year old. And he looked at me and he said, Liz, what is more important to you? Walking across a parking lot or having enough energy to play with your daughter. And that hit home for me. And that is a story that I relay to many of my patients when they come to me with this concern, with this sense of, I don't deserve it, or do I really need it? If you think you do, and if it's going to help you save your energy, absolutely get the placard, use the cane, use the crutches, pull in those life hacks, things that are going to help make your tasks easier. Because think about it, if you sit to do the dishes, you're saving energy in your legs that you can then otherwise spend on things that are more important to you than doing the dishes. Whether that's spending time with your family, playing with your kids, going for a walk, whatever that might be, whatever is important to you, save your spoons for that. And use the assistive devices, use the energy saving techniques to help you conserve your very precious energy for the things that are truly important. So if you're needing to hear this right now, I give you permission to take a break, to give yourself a break, to be compassionate to yourself. Do what you need to do to save your energy for what is really important to you. It's also easy to get down about the function that we have lost. A lot of my myasthenia gravis patients were very active prior to the disease onset. I have one past patient who used to run marathons, and after myasthenia gravis onset, had trouble walking around the block. And the story is different for everyone, so please don't judge yourself by that level. But myasthenia gravis robs us of the activities that we love. And it's very, very easy to get negative. It's very easy to think and focus on what we cannot do. But I encourage you today to focus on what you can do, even if it has to be modified. So think of the activities that bring you joy. For me, it's playing with my kids. I do have 2 of them now, and I can't necessarily run around like crazy with my now 3-year-old, but I can get down on the floor with her and roll the ball back and forth and play with her and love on her. So I would encourage you to, again, 1, save your energy for what's important to you, and 2, be compassionate and focus on what it is that you can do, even if you have to modify it, but focus on what you can do. Thank you so much for joining me today. I would love to hear from you. If you have any questions, if you're curious about how to modify your activities with myasthenia gravis, if you'd like to know more about physical therapy for myasthenia gravis, or if you just need to reach out and talk to someone, please feel free. My email address is themyasthenicpt@gmail.com. I would love to hear from you. Please do me a favor and click like on this video and subscribe to the channel so that you get notified the next time I release a webcast. Thank you so much for your time today. It's an honor to have you listen to my webcast. If there's any comments you have, I would love to hear them. Please drop them below. If you have any ideas for things that you would like to hear me talk about, please drop them in the comments below or email me. Again, that email address is themyasthenicpt@gmail.com. I would love to hear it and put out a webcast that you want to hear. So thank you again for your time. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.